My parents told me to be a good uncle and let my brother's family move into my house. So I pulled out my phone at dinner and showed everyone the 4K footage of him breaking in and stealing from me for months. They expected me to forgive him. I filed charges instead. I meant it. Dad texted me, family dinner tonight, 6 p.m. Don't be late. Dad never texts. That alone screamed trouble. I showed up, and there they were. My parents, my brother, his wife, and their kids. All sitting like this was an intervention. Dad did his courtroom face. They're being evicted. So we decided they'll move in with you. I blinked. You decided. With my house? Mom nodded like she'd solved math. 3 bedrooms. You're single. It's perfect. I said no. Calmly. Firmly. The way you say no to a stranger asking for your social security number. Dad's tone sharpened. Family helps family. Funny how family only ever meant me helping him. Then I remembered my cameras. The ones I installed after things started disappearing. I stood up, opened the security app, and my brother went pale like he'd seen a ghost. Jordan, don't, he whispered. That was all the permission I needed. Then my brother's face filled the screen. Next, he checked both sides of my porch. Then he pulled out a lockpick like it was casual. After that, my front door clicked open. Then he walked straight to my office drawers. Next, he carried out my laptop and camera gear. And finally, I played the pawn shop clip of him selling it. His wife froze. My mom made a sound like she got punched. Dad stared at my phone like it was evidence in a murder trial. My brother tried, I can explain, which is a wild sentence to say while committing burglary in HD. I had an itemized list ready because I'm that person. Over $8,000 in stolen stuff. Multiple dates. Multiple break-ins. I looked at my parents. This is the guy you want living in my house? Mom grabbed my hand. Please don't call the police. We can fix this privately. I pulled my hand back. You have 24 hours. He turns himself in, or I file. The next day, Dad showed up alone at my door. Be reasonable, he said, standing in my living room like he still owned it. Where's my brother? At home with your mother. Translation. He chose hiding over accountability. So I called the police. The officer watched the footage and actually sighed. This is bold, she said, like she'd run out of polite words. 3 days later, my brother got arrested at my parents' place. Bail was $15,000. Mom cried about the neighbors seeing him in cuffs, like my security cameras hadn't watched him rob me for months. He took a plea, probation, community service, and full restitution. His wife filed for divorce. She called me once, exhausted, and asked if the kids could still see me. Yeah, I said. They didn't steal from me. My parents, meanwhile, disowned me for ruining the family. That lasted 3 weeks. Then Dad called again. We have a financial situation. Of course they did. I went over. Papers everywhere. They'd taken a $40,000 home equity loan to cover my brother's gambling debt and his business. Add bail, add missed payments, and the bank was threatening foreclosure. Mom looked at me with wet eyes. We need help, just to catch up. With what money are you paying me back? Silence. The kind that answers everything. We're family, Mom whispered. I laughed once. I wasn't family when I needed help. I was capable. Remember? Dad flinched. Mom cried harder. I stood up. No, not even $1. They sold the house 2 months later and downsized. My brother moved in with them anyway. The family split into Team Forgive and Team Are You Kidding? I blocked the Bible verse brigade and kept the one cousin who had a functioning brain cell. 6 months later, my brother signed away his parental rights because he couldn't afford support. His ex brought the kids to my place for pizza, and the youngest asked, why don't we see Dad? I kept it simple. Sometimes adults make choices, and choices have consequences. He nodded like that made sense. Kids get it. Adults just hate it. A year after that first dinner, Dad emailed me. No excuses. Just, we failed you. We enabled him. We're in counseling. We're trying. I didn't rush to forgive. I didn't rush to answer. I just sat in my quiet, secure house and let the silence be mine. My cameras still record every night. Not because I'm paranoid, because proof is the only language my family ever respected. That lesson stuck. So what would you have done? Press charges, or let family bury it again? Tell me your take in the comments.